You did, as you recall, we had that going case about remember that? We're almost there. I don't want a case of Mountain Dew. It almost did.
Good morning, everyone. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The prayer today is praying for the flood victims in Texas. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. May God's comfort, strength, and hope surround every person affected. Let's lift them up with our prayers today. Amen.
Good morning, Commissioners. On July 2nd, 2025, I concurred with the Chester Township trustees in not requesting a hearing on the liquor license being requested by Grupo Rumvila LLC DBA El Mexicano, located at 8053 Mayfield Road and Patio in Chesterland, Ohio. CTRFO 3428356. Also on July 2nd, I again concurred with the Chester Township trustees in not requesting a hearing on the liquor license being requested by Spence Petroleum DBA Sunmark, located at 8247 Mayfield Road in Chesterland, CSTCK 8429745. On July 7th, I executed the following actions for the Department on Aging. There are 5 of them. I accepted the resignation of Melinda Whitaker, part-time adult day service assistant, to be effective June 30th, 2025. Number 2, I granted the Department on Aging permission to advertise for the position of part-time adult day service assistant, number 1041-1. This position will remain posted until it is filled. Number 3, I approved the hiring of Elizabeth Sanders to the position of full-time transportation driver, number 1020, to be effective July 28, 2025, at the rate of $17.35 per hour with a 1-year probationary period. This offer of employment is contingent upon the successful completion of the required pre-employment conditions. Number 4, I accepted the retirement resignation of Deborah Markovic, information and referral assistant, to be effective August 31st, 2025. And finally, I granted permission to advertise for the position of full-time information and referral assistant, number 1017. This position will remain posted until filled. Also on July 7th, I accepted for the maintenance department the resignation of Gary Merker, maintenance worker, number 1904, to be effective July 11th, 2025. And that is all.
Thank you. Item number 2, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute the minutes for the meeting of May 29th, 2025.
I move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Spiller?
Aye.
Commissioner Brady?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Yes.
Morning, Commissioners. Adrian Gordon from the Commissioner's Office. So today's financials include a transfer from the general fund to public assistance for our July through September 2025 mandated share. Among the encumbrances is a purchase order from the Commissioners to Lake Tran for a $14,000 grant payment that had erroneously been sent to Geauga County and was deposited into the general fund. Travel request from the Public Defender to attend the Dayton Criminal Defense College Trial School. Among the vouchers are $104,105 from the Commissioner's Office to Ravenwood Mental Health Center for third quarter youth center operations. $49,148.02 from the Sheriff's Office to Montrose Ford for a new F-150 pickup truck. $85,767.30 from the Sheriff's Office to Preston Chevrolet for 2 new Chevy Traverse SUV Social Security investigation vehicles. The Tahoes that they will be replacing will be upfitted and moved up as patrol vehicles. And $48,970.14 from Water Resources to Junction Auto Sales Incorporated for a 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 double cab pickup truck. The truck that this is replacing is a 2015 GMC Sierra 2500 with 154,000 miles, which will go to auction.
Our trial school makes more sense than trail school.
Did I say trail?
No, you did say trial,
Oh,
but,
but
it's written as.
It
And I
is
was like,
trial
why
school.
are they going to?
I'm sorry.
Trail school?
That's my fault.
So that's
Of course, it's
just
not
funny-
misspelled. It's just the wrong
That's right.
word.
Yeah, no, it's just an amusing typo.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I enjoyed the humor. I'll make a motion to approve the financials.
Second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brinkley.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWoe.
Yes.
Okay, and then the next item on the agenda, following our presentation of the tax budget last week, would be the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute Resolution 25-141, adopting the 2026 annual tax budget in accordance with Ohio Revised Code Sections 5705.28 and 5705.29.
So Adrian, the only question I had about this was related to if we want to suppress one of the levies due to the property valuations. And I know that there's some uncertainty regarding legislation and, elimination of property taxes altogether. So I didn't know what our timeline would be on doing something like that if we wanted to.
I did go to the Budget Commission meeting last Monday.
Yeah.
A week ago yesterday, and the Budget Commission did seem to have a wait and see kind of
Okay.
attitude, looking at the budget bill that was going through and what the governor would veto. So now that that's all done, we
Right.
can, I think, begin the analysis of that.
Okay.
And I know when we initially did this, it was in the October timeframe when the Budget Commission had us suppress those two
Okay.
JFS levies initially. Now, they suppressed by $1 million one of the JFS levies last year in their final meeting before, adopting all the tax budgets. So
Okay.
I would imagine sometime between August and October, we would need to make decisions on that.
Okay, got it. So we don't need to make that decision before we go before the Budget Commission which I believe is in
No.
August, right?
No,
Okay.
yes, like the middle of August. That would be an excellent time to discuss potential reductions. though.
Okay, like
Yes.
prior to that meeting you're thinking, or at that?
At the meeting.
At
would
the
be good,
meeting,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, and then we can probably evaluate what's going on as far as the property taxes and
Correct.
if this is gonna be on the ballot and so forth.
And I know the suggestion was made last year too of the possibility of foregoing the county's share of the local government tax.
Okay.
And having that distributed to the townships instead of the county. But they also said to hold off on that and see what ends up coming through with things. So
Okay.
we'll evaluate that and then make decisions. I think what they said basically was that the one for 26 might be set already. I don't know if they do it in multiple year increments or not, but we can still be moving towards that direction if we want to.
Okay. And then when would we make the decision regarding employee salary increases for next year?
Really, you can make that decision at any time that you want to. There's no specific time frame for that.
Okay.
It's probably a good time to begin discussions with the departments and see what their needs are and what their budget constraints are. Because a lot of the departments under your hiring authority have funds outside the general fund.
Right.
So, yeah, this would be a good time probably to start those
To start those
conversations.
initial, yeah, I mean, because I don't want us to be in a situation where it's January and we haven't made any decisions and
Right.
the departments are kind of scrambling, so those are my only two concerns, but otherwise I'm fine with the tax budget.
Yeah, any time between now and the end of the year.
Okay.
So for that.
And I think as far as raises, I think what we did 3 years ago, we all agreed that 3-year program for raises, and I'm comfortable leaning towards that in my conversation when we do talk about it.
Sounds good.
All right, so I make a motion to approve item number 4.
Second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Bolton.
Aye.
Commissioner
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Frank Antonucci, ADP Board. Agenda item number 5 is requesting approval for ADP to enter into a services agreement with Montville Township. So that's all we're here asking. They're looking for some minimal services, and we're looking to be able to assess them.
So this is just for destroying those old laptops, that's all they need?
It's pretty much just shredding services, yes.
Okay.
They don't have any way of getting rid of them, and it's very easy for us, so.
Okay.
we're happy to know.
I make a motion to approve item number 5.
Second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brady.
Aye.
Commissioner Bolton.
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item number 6 is entering into a services agreement with Newberry Township. This would be a much more thorough agreement. They have a relatively new fiscal officer. She's only been there a couple of years, and I believe she had seen sort of what happened to Burton Township and did not want that replicated there, and has essentially asked for as much security as possible. We've been talking with the trustees, and those guys get it too, big time. They're looking for whatever they can possibly do to secure the township funds and provide a higher level of technology.
So at this point, how many townships are under ADP, Frank?
Heading in, we have, I believe, 6 townships and 2 municipalities, and then 2 or 3 boards. So this would put us at somewhere around 8 or 9 townships.
Okay, very good. I'll make a motion to approve item number 6.
Thank you.
Second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brady.
Aye.
Commissioner Bolton.
Yes.
So then agenda item number 7 is sort of requesting the commissioners to consider formally basically voting to place themselves in a queue. We have been demoing now a software product called Diligent Community. It used to be Board Docs, and that was changed to Diligent Community. It's something that Kenston School District uses. It's something a number of public entities use. And this was brought up by the League of Women Voters last year, and Commissioner Brakey brought that to my attention very early on, probably December last year. We started looking into it. And ultimately, it's a product that streamlines the public's interaction with boards like this. Commissioner Dvorak, you would be familiar from the perspective of the Board of Revision hearings that you've participated in the past couple of years. I think Commissioner Brakey, you're the representative this year. But that Auditor Walter turned into a very digitized public apparatus. Was that 2 years ago now?
Yeah, at least 2 years ago.
So we did that with sort of an in-house combination of Microsoft SharePoint products and then also ISSG products, which is our Canvas system, and sort of marry the two. This product is that much more robust then. So basically, it would allow the clerk to create agendas right in this platform, and it's all web-based, it's hosted, and those would get pushed out to the public from there. There'd be no more mass emailings or anything of that nature. The public would have the ability to basically go to this website, which would be linked through your website, and then they could see any of the live stream videos, any historic videos, any agendas, as long as they were loaded up there, any meeting minutes, anything else the board wants them to know, or how to communicate with the public would all be out there. Basically be a one-stop portal for everything with that. So as of right now, ADP is in the process of purchasing the software. We're looking at allocating 4 licenses right off the bat. We have 2 licenses remaining. We're offering one to the Board of County Commissioners first, since Commissioner Brakey was the one who brought this to my attention. And then with the other one, we've got some other options. The point is, because ADP is purchasing the engine, it would not be any cost to the commissioners, and we would handle the onboarding and the migration and work with your team on that. So really, we're just looking for, if you have any questions on the product, any time frames or anything, and then if you're interested in actually sort of voting to officially get in that queue, that's something that we could consider down the road.
Well, I'm very comfortable with the software program, with ADP and that, or the BOR. So I'm personally okay with this.
And I understand you've been using something similar for years now, in terms of agendas, and you understood what it was like before that when we sat there at BOR and had 8 inches of paper sitting in front of us that you had to review. Having it digitized was nice, especially with the photos and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see this implemented, and I think it will be a better experience for our residents. So I'll make a motion to approve item number 7.
Second.
Commissioner Spillier.
Aye.
Commissioner Brady.
Aye.
Commissioner Warren.
Yes.
All right, thank you. We will coordinate then with your staff on that one. I will tell you, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to be a big migration. We will have to do a lot of work on it to actually build that background, and we'll just be in coordination from there. Thank you so much.
Good morning.
Morning. Nicole Walker, Chief Probation Officer of the Geauga County Common Pleas Court. We are asking that the board approve our community corrections grant as well as our TCAP grant in the amount of $530,000, $530,000, I'm nervous, from July 1st through June 30th, 2027 with no local match.
I move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Spillier.
Aye.
Commissioner Brady.
Aye.
Commissioner Warren.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Shane Jar with the Engineer's Office. I have 2 items on the agenda today. Item number 9, the County Engineer's Office requesting the board approve and execute unit price contract with Roniak Paving Incorporated for the asphalt resurfacing of Sperry Road, County Highway 12, sections B through G, in Newberry, Russell, and Chester Township in the amount of $1,220,100.
I move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Spillier.
Aye.
Commissioner Brady.
Aye.
Commissioner Warren.
Yes.
And item number 10, the Engineer's Office requesting board approve and execute unit price contract with Roniak Paving Incorporated for the asphalt resurfacing of Fairmount Road, County Highway 16, Section C through E in Russell and Newberry Townships in the amount of $690,223.
I move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Spillier.
Aye.
Commissioner Brady.
Aye.
Commissioner Warren.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Jessica Holt, Director, Geauga County Department on Aging. I'm helping Christy clear out her drawer here today. I'm requesting the board approve the release of bid performance bonds for the following projects. 3 home care services, assistance with daily living programs from 2019, 21, and 22, and for the elderly nutrition program for catered meals in 2022.
I move to approve item number 11.
Commissioner Spillier.
Aye.
Commissioner Brady.
Aye.
Commissioner Warren.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Charles T. Catch, Maintenance Department. I have 3 items on the agenda this morning. The first one, item number 12, is the Maintenance Department is requesting the board award the bid to GovTrust Partners LLC for the Geauga County Safety Center Visitation Room Alteration Project in the amount of $130,098 as they represented the lowest and best bid.
Okay, so I agree that they are the lowest bid, but I am not quite convinced that they are the best bid. It seems like they were only formed in February. I went to their website. It's like a coming soon type website. I mean, I think like the name GovTrust is doing a lot of the heavy lifting. It seems like they don't have any current contracts based on their qualification sheet. The address is is a residential address. It seems like he's running it out of his home. So do you have any thoughts on any of that?
Yes, we had some of the same concerns within the maintenance department. We had some conversations around it. I did reach out to Moshe, who is the owner of GovTrust, and he provided some additional information for us on the He has not completed a project under the new company name. They just formed a company in February to focus on government jobs. They had been doing residential jobs previously. They're now focused on government, or at least this arm or this company is actually focused on the government jobs. He did provide me details around the projects that he had led and completed previously under the companies he had previously worked for. I did contact this morning 2 of those 3. One was the owner of Carmel Property Management, and the other one is the managing partner of, I believe it's 14650 Detroit Avenue LLC. One was a 64-unit conversion project for residential in Lakewood, Ohio, and the other one was a 17-unit conversion. Both owners spoke very highly of him. They used words such as he was responsible, responsive, he had pride in his work, he was very smart, very proactive, worked everything from beginning to end, was always there early, left late, really felt very strongly that both of them said that they tried to encourage him to stay, but he wanted to start his own company.
Okay.
Both would take him back in a heartbeat. And I also asked if they would recommend them to the board to do this specific project. I did describe the project, the scope of the project. It was very much in line with a lot of the work that he has done previously for them, and they would both strongly recommend him for the project.
So even though his prior project seems like they're more residential in nature, because of what this project is involving, you believe it's within his scope of expertise of prior jobs?
Yes, most of the work that we're doing at the Safety Center Visitation Room alteration is really more residential-like. It is the renovation of a room, it's putting up a block wall, it's doing finishing and painting, a little bit of electrical, some duct work. There's no major systems being installed from an HVAC perspective or so forth.
Right.
So it does lend itself more to a residential feel,
Okay.
even though it's a commercial building and has all that attached to it as well.
Okay.
Has he ever worked on prevailing wage jobs?
He has filed all the documentation with it. I didn't ask him that specific question of if he has had previous projects that had that, but he does have the packet for all of the prevailing wage for us, and he went through them, and it seems like he's on board with that.
So you're comfortable with this company based on what's been provided and?
I feel that this size of the project is small enough that if we're going to give a new company an opportunity, this might be a good one. There's not a lot that can get out of their control, but there's as you know, there's no guarantee.
I understand.
So.
I understand. I mean, there's a significant delta between them and the next bid, and as you know, we talked about prior, there is an issue with the next highest bid as well.
Right.
So it's not like there's a clean solution if we went with them either way.
Correct.
Did he send you over a copy of his bonding?
Yes.
Okay.
We have all the proper paperwork that supported the bid. Yes.
So if he gets halfway done with the job and walks away,
we
you
have
tap into the bond?
Yeah, we have a
and
certified
pay
check
yourself.
from him.
That's a good question.
Yes.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve item number 12.
Commissioner Spiller. Commissioner Brayton.
Aye.
Commissioner Moore.
Yes.
All right, the next item on the agenda is item number 13. The Maintenance Department is requesting the board approve and execute change order number 1, increasing agreement for professional design services with Technical Assurance Incorporated for additional engineering services related to the roof replacement and masonry restoration for the Geauga County Annex Building located at 219 and 215 Main Street, Chardon, Ohio, in the amount of $17,000 for a total not to exceed amount of $34,500.
I move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Spiller.
Aye.
Commissioner Brayton.
Aye.
Commissioner Moore.
Yes.
Okay, and the third item on it is item number 14. The Maintenance Department is requesting the board grant permission to advertise for bids for the County Maintenance Barn Roof Replacement Project to be held on Wednesday, August 6, 2025 at 2 p.m. Notice of this bid opening will be advertised on July 11th, July 18th, and on the county website.
So the only question I have about this, so it's a slate roof and it's being replaced with synthetic slate, is that,
Yeah,
is that
is
correct?
Yeah.
And then I'm just wondering if we should also consider a metal roof for that.
We did
building.
actually have that as an option, and we did
Okay.
consider it. It was, the actual slate roof or synthetic slate was a 50-year. The metal roof was only 30 years.
Oh,
and It was
really?
almost a similar price.
Oh, okay. I thought metal was longer lasting. All right, very good. So I'll make a motion to approve item number 14.
Second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brinkley.
Aye.
Commissioner Wood.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. Nick Goris, Water Resources. Item 15 on the agenda is requesting the board approve and authorize Commissioner Spitaleri, authorized representative to execute the OWDA fund payment request number 3 for the McFarland Creek wastewater treatment plant improvement project for tech services completed by HDR Engineering in the amount of $49,317.24.
I move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brinkley.
Aye.
Commissioner Wood.
Yes.
Item 16 on the agenda is requesting the board approve and execute a certification request to the county auditor. Request to Board of Commissioners quarterly use of county credit cards for an increase in our quarterly and annual amounts for the Home Depot commercial account. Since the signers that we have, Home Depot is pretty close to our McFarland plant, so between our operations in McFarland, we've come up on the quarterly allowance, so just increase it by $750 a quarter.
I move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brinkley.
Aye.
Commissioner Wood.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll take number 17. The Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute Resolution 25-144, honoring Geauga County Job and Family Services on being named a Northeast Ohio Top Workplace for 2025.
Amy, can you give us some background on the award, or
Sure.
Craig, if you want to
Go
give the
ahead.
background?
It's kind of weird. So we had a newer employee who worked at a previous company who is now in our HR division that had their company had taken part of this process of kind of looking under the hood and seeing what their staff think. And I didn't even know that this wasn't even an option, that this award could come out of it. And just to get feedback on how staff are feeling. And I said, sure, why not? Let's give it a try. And we did. And the result, the amount of information that we've gotten back is from the survey is tremendous. And it's something that you can do year over year to improve. So it's not just a device, that you can, hey, get this award, but it's also a way to kind of check the temperature of your organization and see where you're doing well and see where you can improve. And so there were wonderful things that came out as staff feels that the work that they're doing is closely aligned to their mission of the organization, but then also there are things that, hey, opportunities for growth. That was an area that we want to work on. But at the end of the day, we still met the benchmark that's set by the organization Energage that has been doing this for 16, 17 years in Northeast Ohio. We met that benchmark, but again, I just want the board to know that, yes, it's great that we did this, but we still even want to use it further to improve year after year. But we were truly the only government organization out of all 188 companies or organizations that were met to achieve that benchmark. And again, it's not me, it's my staff, it's my division directors, my supervisors that closely work hand in hand with staff. But it's also on top of it, it's the commissioners have enabled me year over the years to give me the tools to support my staff. I know Commissioner Spitaleri last year with raises, recognizing that social workers need to get paid, that they go into homes in dangerous situations, and you as well, Commissioner DeWark, and I know you are also very supportive, Commissioner Brakey, on making sure that staff have the tools that they need to get the job done. It's not an easy job. A lot of what my staff do, they're meeting people when they're most broken and that they need to be lifted up, but they feel empowered to execute and do the things that they do. I know the county, the feedback that I get from the people of the county that we serve are greatly appreciative. We've got a lot of businesses, including Preston, including Junction, that provide donations to us so we can fill the cracks where the programs don't fully work. So we've got a lot of investment, not only, in the community, but also from the people of the community into us. So I'm just very grateful that my staff feel the way that they do, and we're going to continue to even further address and improve that. So
I'll make a motion to approve item number 17.
Second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Aye.
Commissioner
Yes.
Thank you, Craig.
thank you very much.
Thank you so much for you and your whole staff, because you're a shining star in Northeast Ohio, and it really explains with this award. So congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Did you need to take a picture?
Oh yeah, let's do a photo op.
Let's take a picture. You can stay right over there. I'll go around. Just take the sticky out.
Take the sign arrow.
Sign the sticky out.
Thank you.
Oh, you can leave it off. You can leave it on. Wait to come around here. We can get together. Don't
No
worry.
problem, it's good.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Item number 18, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute a non-binding letter of intent with the Geauga County Public Library Board indicating the Commissioner's desire to purchase the library, and the Board's, yes.
The Board's desire, so,
Administration building.
Yeah.
Yes, to purchase the Geauga County Public Library Administration Building. And I have Chris.
Yeah, I was
here
gonna
from
say, I
the
thought Chris was
library.
here
Come on,
somewhere.
Chris.
I also have one of my board members here, Kate, is able to come.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Just state your name.
Chris Carroll, Geauga County Public Library Director.
Kate Patron, library trustee.
So we're very, very happy with this collaboration, and we think this is good for both the county and the library to move forward with our various projects.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we're taking a valuable public asset and we're shifting it from one taxpayer pocket to another, essentially, and keeping it in use for public. It brings us one step closer to vacating 470th Street, and I think it's gonna make your operations more efficient with your new library building, so it'll be a win-win for both parties.
Yeah, and it also brings us closer to that combined efficiency with having a branch and admin together. So
Absolutely.
it really is good for everybody in the county.
Yeah.
And it's been
This-
great working with you.
Great example of collaboration. The citizens win, the taxpayers win, and with us gaining this administration building for Chardon Senior Center, they're going to be very close to the director here on the second floor. And then with the funds that you're receiving is really going to, you capitalize on that to have administration and a new library in Chardon City. So it's a great day in Geauga County.
Yeah.
And I've recently toured the current Chardon Senior Center, and I think this is going to be a very nice welcome upgrade for our seniors. And Jessica is nodding her head enthusiastically in the back, if you can't see on camera. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a nice modern space. You guys have maintained it very well. And I think our seniors are gonna really enjoy the space.
Great, thank you. Thank you.
So I'll make a motion to approve item number 18.
Commissioner Spillier. Commissioner Brady.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWort.
Yes.
Item 19, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and authorize the President of the Board to execute the request for partial payment number 21 for Infinity Construction Company Incorporated for the Geauga County Courthouse Expansion GMP Phase 1 and Phase 2, expenses in the amount of $557,166.86.
And NV5 approved this, or they reviewed it.
Yes, Linda?
Yes.
Okay. I make a motion to approve item number 19.
Commissioner Spillier.
Aye.
Commissioner Brady.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWort.
Yes.
Item 20, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute the service contract agreement with Cash Moving and Storage to provide services related to the relocation of the Geauga County Board of Elections to the county office building, with the move to be completed within a 6-month period and an amount not to exceed $39,040.
So Amy, talk to me about this with the move to be completed within a 6-month period.
I think that gives us a window of time to be able to complete the move. If there's additional things that maybe weren't moved that need to be, it just gives us a window rather than a really narrow time frame of a week, let's say.
But we're anticipating it not to take.
No, yes,
Okay.
we don't. Just gives us a buffer.
Yeah, 'cause I was reading some of the documents and they were like, well, we're gonna have to, move some things and then unpack and figure out where it's gonna go and then move some more. And I'm like, then it could take up to 6 months. And I thought, that sounds like an absolute nightmare to me. But we're not anticipating them to need that whole period.
No.
Okay. So I'll make a motion to approve item number 20.
Commissioner Spillier.
Aye.
Commissioner Brady.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWort.
Yes. Okay. Item number 21. The committee got together on June 30th. Linda Berhaney, myself, Christina Lacomiak, and Prosecutor Jim Flakes. And we just talked about, we have over $500,000 for the opioid settlement funds. And it's a different mechanism of money versus the One Ohio Foundation. So, in that meeting, we all had a little homework to research, and we'd like to give a full presentation to the Board of Commissioners on July 22nd. We're investigating certain things that could help other agencies that might have a shortfall from the state of Ohio. And we'll see, we'll research law enforcement too, see if they need anything. But we'll give you a full report on July 22nd.
Okay. And I thought we were under $500,000. So has that fund increased?
It's over.
We've gotten some recent deposits that
Okay.
have put it back over 500,000.
Okay, great. Thank you.
That's that. And then, CIC.
Morning, good morning.
Morning.
Linda Berhaney, Assistant County Administrator. Gina Hofstadter, Director of Community and Economic Development. Hello. So the CIC, here we are, many years of subject matter here. So obviously, back in May, I communicated with Linda, and of course, Miss Amy wasn't here yet. This has been a process for us. When I arrived almost 4 years ago, the CIC was basically went and fell into the tank, and we had lost our 501c status, and it had not been managed. There were very few meetings that had taken place. The history of this goes back into the 60s, I believe, and once utilized for a lot of bonds, corporate bonds, that we normally at this point aren't seeing a whole lot of interest in that. The Community Improvement Corporation traditionally it's a development tool that can be used. There are things like Lake County has a land bank. They kind of work in that facet. About, I'm thinking what now, almost 2 years, when Linda came in, been a minute. And the need was where we needed to kind of see what we were doing, which direction we were gonna take the CIC. Not having a whole lot of experience with it, we came to find that I did bring it back up. We created a small board, kind of changed its identity. That board never met. We had to meet, and we have our attorney that represents the CIC, meet with the prosecutors and go through, at this point, thousands of dollars worth of legal bills that added up to come to today, and we still don't have a CIC at this point. So we are up now for an audit for the 23-24 books. We're required by the state of Ohio to produce a Hinkle report, and then the state comes and they do an audit, and you know, it's pretty much what it is. So, you know, why do we want to keep the CIC as a tool? Why do we not? And, you know, I'm here to answer what questions you have, kind of find out what you know about it, and see if we move forward in possibly dissolving it. Right now, we do have some obligations financially that still need to be met. We will be required to file a Hinkle report as a final, as well as pay some past obligations of debt that we've incurred for the CIC. So, Linda,
The Community Improvement Corporation functioned in two specific areas, and you will correct me if I'm wrong.
Sure.
One of them, it seemed like it was almost like a social club. People had to pay to be a part of it, and they spent a lot of administrative effort and time and money to put on sort of functions, like parties, basically. Yes, that was the one area. The other area where it was used most recently by the board was to manage some property sales. And that was to, I don't want to say get around the requirements of the law in terms of how a government can sell a property, but if you're in a place where you know who specifically you want to sell a property to, it was possible and legal for you to convey that property to the Community Improvement Corporation, and they could essentially carry out more of a private sale rather than the sealed bid process that's in the law. That was done when you sold the JFS building to the hospital, and it was done when you sold the former Chardon Senior Center to Ravenwood. We're in a place now where, while you are looking at the possibility of selling a property, there's no reason why you can't utilize the normal process under the law of using the sealed bid process if you choose to. We don't see, unless you have some other ideas that no one has told us about, we don't see a real function for the CIC other than that going forward. We tried really hard to get it set back up. We got the 501c3 back. We got the the corporation done. We got the Hinkle report done. We got the audit done. We went to this attorney back and forth, and we could never get them to finish the code of regulations to get it to the finish line. And so I finally gave up. I pinged him regularly for a year, and I just could not get the documents from him. So if you want to keep the CIC going, obviously we can do that, but we're going to have to find an attorney that will work with us to get us to the finish line. It is perfectly legal to dissolve the CIC and just not have one anymore. That's going to be, and that's why we're here. We need direction from you. What do you want us to do about the Community Improvement Corporation? Do we keep it or do we dissolve it?
Is there an argument that we could get more for a property with the CIC, with not using a sealed bid process?
I have no idea what the answer is. I mean, you have a real estate professional up there. He might be a better able to answer that than me. To me, the sealed bid process makes people sharpen their pencils because you've got to bring your best.
It's your best and final, essentially.
But that's just my opinion, and I'm not a real estate professional.
It kind of clashes with the arm of the sale, a clean sale.
For sure.
Was it?
For sure.
Was it advertised properly? Was it, was
And transparency.
I'm leaning towards lawful activity.
Well, it's not like what you did was unlawful at all.
No, it's absolutely within the realm.
It was completely lawful.
What,
that was the choice that was made because you knew who you wanted to sell it to.
Arm's length transaction, that's the term.
That's
I was
what you were
thinking
after.
about, yeah.
I think this will sum it up if you'd allow me to just to read this,
Yeah, absolutely.
Commissioner Ricky. A county can use a community improvement corporation to sell county-owned properties as an agent, bypassing standard public sale requirements and potentially selling at below market value. This is done to facilitate economic development, revitalize areas, or address specific community needs. The CIC can acquire, improve, and sell properties for economic development purposes.
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of the opposite way, it seems. My question is, could we get more money through the CIC? But it sounds like, no, you can get less money through the CIC.
Correct.
Plus
And
we
the
have to
management
jump
of
through
it,
these-
right, exactly,
Right, and
exactly.
there's a lot of expenses and hassle seems involved in that.
Sure. I mean, it is absolutely a tool from a development perspective. In the agreements, and it's pretty convoluted. I mean, we need a lot more time to get into the specifics, and I'm no expert by any means. But my understanding is, we did a little research in our office. 2019, again, as Linda mentioned, was the Ravenwood Mental Health, and then of course the UH building. We utilized the CIC. That was the last transactions. Prior to that was 2012.
Okay.
That we actually utilized the CIC for the function of a land transfer.
When did you say the JFS building was?
Those were 2019.
2019.
Yes.
Okay, so it's
yes.
been a minute. It's been.
It has been,
Okay.
absolutely.
I'm in favor of dissolving, and it seems like that's a logical step.
Yeah. And again, many years of a lot of events. I don't want to slight what it used to be for, but there's so much redundancy in our community and county doing those things in various partners. So we have files and files of invoices of paid parties and events and honoring businesses, which was great, but we're still doing those things to date.
Okay.
So
do you need a motion today, or you're gonna wait to come
that I'm
before us?
uncertain about.
If you're prepared to act on it, how do you feel about that?
I mean, I can certainly come
Then we
back
have
and
to take a formal action of some sort.
A motion.
Yes.
yeah, I'm required to discuss at the state level right now, so they're pending this conversation today, and then I can certainly bring it back and write a request to officially dissolve it next week if you'd like.
That's fine, yeah, that sounds fine with me.
So come back next week?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Yes.
With the formal. All right.
Sounds good.
Any other questions at all?
It's run its course.
It's run its course.
It was great, it's in its day.
Certainly.
Things have changed, so,
Yeah, definitely. And I hope to be able to utilize, perhaps, look at some other avenues of partnering with a land bank in Lake County, not reinventing the wheel. I believe that is absolutely acceptable based on code. So hopefully those will be some options for us as well.
Yeah.
Any questions? Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Gina.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Linda.
Thank you. The next item under discussion has to do with some change requests that I need to get a sense from you whether or not to get an actual formal change order from Infinity. The first one we've already talked about once before, and that has to do with the additional Crestron equipment that was requested by the prosecutor. That would be a change order increase to the contract of approximately $22,000. The other one is a reduction to the contract. What happened was I think there was a switch that was specified earlier in the project that is now no longer available, and when we spec'd the new replacement one, it cost less, yay, by $11,000. So these two would be combined into a single change order request if it's something that you guys approve that would come from Infinity, and they would just be combined together, so it would be an increase of about $11,000.
Okay.
Is that something that I should have them go ahead and prepare then?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
It's good with me.
Oh, great, thank you. Okay, this I have for you. I know you've seen it already, but I don't think you've seen this.
Okay.
This is what the plaque for the courthouse will actually look like. That's kind of cool, kind of cool. I just need to get from you, is this what you want, and is this what you want it to say? I know Commissioner Dvorak, you asked me where on the building this plaque will be mounted.
Yeah, like in
The
main lobby or-
western main entrance
Okay.
has a sort of a portico on the outside of it. On one side is the niche where the thing from the law people is gonna, the bar association is gonna go. And
That's a time capsule, right? So
Yes.
correct,
Yeah.
and we're having just a really fun time trying to get final language for that from them. This is a rendering. This plaque will be in that portico also on the north wall. So if you go into the portico to the main entry, on this wall is going to be that thing, and this wall would be your plaque. We just want to know if it says what you want it to say, In particular, there was a question about the date that you wanted to put on it. I went downstairs and looked at the plaque in this building, and it's very similar to this downstairs in the lobby. And it has a dedication of a month and a year. And so we feel that substantial completion of the building will be in October of this year, although probably the moving will take 6 months. Who knows how long the move will take? A lot depends on how long it takes to get the furniture. But this includes the names of the 3 commissioners. It includes the architect, the owner's representative, and the construction company. Very similar again to what we have in this building.
So you have the architect, the construction manager, and the owner's rep on this building, that's on the plaque? It almost seems like an advertisement for those.
If you don't want them on there, you don't
I mean,
have to put them on there.
That's
entirely up to you.
I would take them off personally, but I don't want to be a jerk about it.
Let me think about that.
Okay,
I'll get back with you.
okay. If I could hear back, if that's appropriate, one-on-one possibly by Thursday, so I can let them know at the next construction meeting. Or I can bring it back to session next week and you can give me an answer there. That is your call. So that they just need to know because it takes a while to get these things made.
Yep.
If you have anything you want to add further or subtract further, please let me know.
Okay.
So.
I think that Commissioner Lemming's name should be added to that with all the work that he did. And that project was started before he left.
So next week you guys can let me know if that's something you want to include or not. The last thing I have for you, and I only got this morning, is a little bit of feedback about the questions that you had about the roof on the existing courthouse.
Oh, yeah.
We had an engineer that came on the 13th of June who looked. We do not have the formal report yet, but we have a kind of a 10,000 foot conclusion. And this will help you understand what's on the last page of what I just gave you. That's a picture of a dip in the roof along the edge of the old courthouse. And in the final page, there's an explanation of why there's a dip there. And it basically says, the dipping of the roof line on the west side of the building is most likely due to loss of mortar at the brick veneer behind the cornice and the resulting settling of that brick. If the existing roof is re-roofed now and this work is not performed, some of that new roof and existing coping would need to be replaced in the future to allow for the removal of the deteriorated elements. So the sense that I'm getting so far from them is that this is probably a project for the future when you guys decide to then address the existing courthouse, and it's probably going to be a pretty big deal. I mean, you guys have seen some of the pictures of the deterioration of the brick that lies underneath the edges of that roof. It's pretty concerning. And essentially to throw a couple $100,000 at a roof where the supporting structure is deteriorated may not be the best option.
Yeah.
I know it was something where we felt that it might make sense to do the whole thing now. You got the roofer here, but obviously that's your call, but it seems like the recommendation is most likely going to be to do that as a larger project addressing the entire infrastructure.
Okay.
So I just wanted to report back to you. I wanted you to know this has not been forgotten. We're also still working on the cabling issue that we brought you last week. The most recent quote I have is half of the number I gave you last week, but I still have some questions about it. And I don't think there's any giant hurry on that. So I will keep drilling down because the amount of labor they were asking for seemed excessive to me, but I'm not an IT person. I'm getting expertise on that. And then we'll bring you that back to you. So that is all I have. If you have any questions for me.
No, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else? Item 22, public comment. Hearing none, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Commissioners,